In our times, I'm about 39, so in our times, when I was growing up, it was A for an apple. But I think I'm assuming that the average age in this room is about 15 or 16. I mean, leaving Michael and me outside, I think we'd probably bring it down drastically. But I think it's about 15 or 16. In our times, in my times especially, when I was your age, A was an apple, but that wasn't the apple that you know. I think most of you actually own an Apple product, an iPod or iPad, or I think there's lots of eyes out there. I don't know. I don't even have a count now. So it isn't the same thing. But we all know that, you know, the first line of iPod, when it was released in 2001, and most of you probably were a year or two of age then, but I was about 25. Well, I can say I was in my youth, though I think some of you here might refer to me today in the Indian context as a youth leader as well. Well, if you're in politics, I think you never get carried away with laurels such as that, but nevertheless, let's go back to Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, at one point of time, had famously said, "Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown your inner voice." I think that's exactly what my earlier speaker was referring to as well. Let me repeat that. I think what he had said was, don't let the noise of others' opinion of you drown out your inner voice. I think that's what this conference is all about. This is a very, very beautiful message that Steve Jobs had for all of us. I personally have had a reasonably good career in politics. I come from a political background. My father was a politician for the last 30 years. He's currently the Chief Minister of the state. And probably some of you in this room may know that he was a fighter all his life. He never let anybody else dictate or tell him as to what he's capable of or what he's not. He fought his way. He came up the hard way. He fought it out, and eventually, after 14 years of persistence, he was able to actually create the 29th state of Indian Union, which is exactly what I think Steve Jobs has quoted. On behalf of the state of Telangana, which I represent here, I welcome you all to this beautiful city of Hyderabad. You obviously, as I think as my earlier speakers were referring to, are the privileged 1,200 or 1,400 students from across the country and the world, and about 150 teachers across the world, with about 16 HMU and India directors. Warm welcome to other guest speakers as well. A few days back, when I was asked to speak here, I tried to understand some of the topics that are being presented here. I was told that you were looking at disarmament and International Security Committee. I was also told that there was a SOCHM, that is the Social, Humanitarian and Cultural Committee. I was also told there is a WHO, the World Health Organization, and many of these. Well, WHO is something that people know about, but the others, I think most people here, especially me, I had no clue about. In fact, till I came here. But I can tell you one thing for sure, what you've set out to achieve here, what you've come here to participate in is something very, very privileged, something very, very wonderful. Very few students, very few people get to be a part of something as wonderful as this. I would like to request you all, while you're here in Hyderabad, to also understand the socio-economic dynamics at play in Hyderabad and in the Indian context here as well. Indian politics, Indian political system is very, very complex. We have, as you all know, the Indian government, and then we have a federal structure here with about 29 states in the country. So all in all, I think a wonderful time to be in India, wonderful time to understand the political dynamic here. But with so many youngsters, with so many young minds here, trying to find out solutions, representing a lot of different countries here, I think you're here to represent the best that there is to offer, and I wish you all the very best, and I wish that you enjoy the next 4 days. I hope you have a great time in Hyderabad. Once again, thank you very much.